Hey everyone, it's David here with Surplus Institute. Today I'm going to talk to you about how I got my first tax overage deal, what I did to get this deal, and how small it was, but what a good payout it was. But before I do that, do me a favor. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, go and click down below, go and subscribe. So as you know, we work all levels of funds. We work state and unclaimed funds, mortgage, tax, and even bankruptcy unclaimed funds. Tax overages I had never done before. I had worked in mortgage overages and I had worked in state unclaimed funds at this point, but I had never done a tax overage. I found a county in Florida. I found this county, and what I did is I went through their list. I looked at all the surpluses out there, and there were several. And I'd never done this before, so what I literally did is I was very nervous. And this first check I got, like I said, it was for $1,555.62. It should be showing up on the screen as well. That check, what I called the client and introduced myself to her. I used the script that I always use. Hi, this is David Church trying to reach Jane. Jane, I'm calling you about the property at 123 Main Street. Are you aware that that was sold for more than the asking price? She said, I did not know that. And I said, are you aware that there are surplus funds? And this was older. It was over 6 months old. So I got the funds within, I want to say 3 or 4 weeks. It was small. It was my very first deal. I learned how to do it. So the check was for $1,555.62. I took out the notary costs on that. So literally after I took out the notary costs, roughly there was like $1,450. So roughly we each made like $725 on this deal. I gave her half and I kept half at that point. Showed her that I sent her a copy of the check. I sent her a copy of our agreement. And again, I had never done this before. I researched it online. The first thing you want to do is you want to find your list you want to work. Okay, that was the very first thing. I went in the counties. I did some research. The second thing what I did is I called the county and I didn't say, hi, I want to be an air locator. I want to help people get paid. They hate people like us. And I hate to say it, but a lot of fraud out there. I've seen it, and they don't like to work with people like us. And I say like us, they look at us as being fraudulent, and they see a lot of it out there, which I've called people and I've heard what they're getting. I've heard the percentages, or I've heard what they're told on what the surplus is. And it's really sad because on their defense, a lot of that's true. But I just said, hey, we noticed that 123 Main Street went up for over the asking price. What do we need to do to put in a claim and go and collect that? And lady at the county clerk, she goes, oh yeah, just fill out these forms, do this, do that. Very helpful. I called back later, like another day, and I said, by the way, we've had an investigator contact us. We want to work with him. How do we do that? And they were very reluctant to tell me, but they told me the forms that were needed if it was a third party. And then I learned what an assignment of interest was. I learned what a contingency agreement was, and I learned what limited power of attorney was. And I went ahead and I sent my client those 3 forms. I had the funds assigned to my corporation. And after that, I went ahead and I collected on the funds. And it literally was that simple. Did a few other cases and just kept on doing this, kept the snowballing, and then eventually brought it into Surplus Institute, brought it into our program. So you want to find a list and you want to look at the small deals. That's your very first step. Second step is call the county and just say, I'm calling about 123 Main Street. Trust me, this is golden here, guys. I mean it. I'm calling about 123 Main Street. I'd like to put in a claim for this. How do we do that? We just noticed it went for over the asking price. I'm not lying. I'm not saying I'm the property owner. I'm just inquiring on how to put in a claim on that property. They'll tell you how. Take notes, write it down. Then what you want to do is you want to come up with a list of claims and you want to call your client and work on it. Now, one of the checks I had shown in the group one time was I got a very nice check, and one of the I show that in the course. I show that example. And one of the guys that went through the course went to the county that I showed when it was different than this. It was a much higher check, and he did exactly what I said, and he found a $30,000 unclaimed fund, and the client was willing to work with them. He got this under contract where the notary was supposed to have the client signed. That signature never happened, and my client never got paid, which he was devastated. He had about a $9,500 to $10,000 payday. He would have banked. He would have done very well with that. I told him to go after the notary. I don't think he ever did. He was pretty devastated the whole process. Why do I bring up that story? Start off small. I would rather see someone lose $700 or $800 than lose $9,000, $10,000. That was his first deal. Also on this, when I got my first paycheck for, I netted $750. I then went after $800 payouts, and I worked about 5 of those a month, which was $4,000 a month. And I just started teaching people to do multiple deals per week, 1 to 2 deals per week. You're at $4,000 a month. You're at $48,000 a year. A little bit of work, but very doable. And I've done that. I've seen that done. I've seen people get in and do many small deals. And you do, like I said, you do 2 of these a week at $750. That's $1,500 a week. That's $6,000 a month, that's 72,000 a year. People do that in this business, and they do work it. And then after that, after you call the court and you get the list, then you contact your client, you use the script, you get your clients the forms, and you get them paid, and you get paid in the process. And it's literally that simple, but you want to treat this as a trial and error business. Hey, last thing I'm going to say is, a couple of you have asked me questions about skip tracing on yesterday's video. I'm going to do a video in the next day or two. I don't know if I'll have it out by Friday, but we're redoing our whole skip tracing software site. We do have it up and running. If you want to email me, help@surplusinstitute.com, put skip tracing in the website. I will go and I'll give you a 2-week free trial on this where you can try my skip tracing. But I'm going to do a tutorial, which I have a tutorial on the website. I'm going to do a tutorial on here and show you all how it's worked, because I've gotten some comments on YouTube. I've also gotten some emails on skip tracing as well. So let's go ahead and we'll do that, and I'll show you how to skip trace. I went out and got a paid company on skip tracing because I'm finding individuals with checks like this, and I found that the free sites can be good, but it's a hit and miss. We have about an 83% accuracy rating of locating people. No skip tracing service I've seen is perfect. You got your TLOs, you got your top companies, you have companies like us. We pay into the data, we get this, and we pay. It's pricey, but we get the latest data out there that helps get people paid. Hey everyone, I appreciate you watching. Thank you for this video. Like I said, subscribe, give me a like if this was helpful. I'll see you all around. Thanks for watching.